This is House of Transport. My name is Jide Odioye, the Transport Master. Welcome to our Road Etiquette series. You might remember that last episode we discussed issues of pedestrian crossing facilities, and specifically we targeted the drivers and the motorists on the road in terms of their relationship of driving on the road and pedestrian road crossing. This episode we shall focus on the pedestrian themselves. Remember, we talked about the 4 different types of crossing that we have in general terms, but mostly 3 in Lagos. That is now number 1, we have the zebra crossing. We have the signalized junctions at intersections where red light, green light allows pedestrian phase to cross at intersections. And then we have the overhead pedestrian bridges. In some other climates, of course, where it is allowed, they have subway pedestrian crossing. We don't have that here at the moment. So for pedestrians, you should know that you're a certified road user, and you should know that your safety is important, both to the government and most especially to yourself and your family. So when you're going on the road, on the major highways and everything, and you decide that there's a need for you to cross, whether it's a small carriageway road or it's a big one like 6 lanes, for example, the Ikorodu Road, you need to be sure of what your rights are and what you can do. We spoke specifically about pedestrians who do not like to use the overhead bridge. As difficult as it may be for some that have difficulty in climbing stairs, you've got to look at the overall safety of yourself and family. So it's better for you to struggle up the stairs and climb, use the pedestrian crossing facility, the overhead bridge, than for you to take a risk of doing surface crossing on fast-moving traffic where you do not have any kind of rights. The next bit where you need to be careful is at a zebra crossing. When you get to a zebra crossing, you need to watch out for the way traffic is moving. Even though you have a right, but when you get there, you've got to be very careful. So, but once you step on the zebra crossing, you need to be looking at the direction of traffic and to ensure that the motorist that is coming has seen you, and you can visibly see the vehicle is slowing down to allow you to cross safely. You don't need to run across, because that is just inviting chaos. The driver is thinking you're going to run across. So take your time and cross as comfortable as you can. It's always better also as a pedestrian to wear light clothes, especially when it gets dark or when it's in the rainy season. That when you wear bright clothes, you're easily seen by a driver from a longer distance than when you wear black or dark colored clothes. When you're crossing the road, make sure that there are no other impediments that will stop you from finishing the crossing itself. But in everyday situation, it is better for you to take the time also to go to a specific designated crossing point. Don't say you're trying to cut your journey and then you just go across the road and you're thinking it's okay. It may be okay on a Monday, it can be okay on a Tuesday, but on a Wednesday, you just don't know the type of driver that is on the road. You don't know whether that driver is angry. You don't know whether that driver is in a hurry to go somewhere. You don't know the condition of the vehicle that is on the road. So don't assume that every vehicle has proper brakes that will stop for you when you dash across the road. And most certainly, do not put the lives of your children or the young ones at risk by encouraging them to cross those roads. So we are telling you as a pedestrian, the only time when you're safe to cross any road is at the zebra crossing where you know that the vehicle has stopped for you, overhead pedestrian bridge, and at intersections where the signal has turned green for you as a pedestrian to cross. Or even if there's no pedestrian phase, you know that the red phase is on for motorists and they have stopped. Don't forget, we still have some motorists amongst us that like to jump red lights. We pray that you're not going to be on the road when that kind of driver comes along. So you need to be extremely careful. For all our pedestrians, we just want to ask you to keep safe out there. We have come to the end of this episode, and we thank you for listening to us. Next episode, we shall be dealing with those that are responsible for the provision of pedestrian crossing facilities in Lagos. Subscribe to our channels, share the video, and interact where you feel you can. And we'll see each other next episode.